Hi Rowan, thank you so much for coming to speak to us today. I'm just wondering if you could tell us a bit of context about why you're involved in this industrial action.
Basically there's about 5 different fights happening that we're trying to tackle kind of with this strike action. The first is around the USS pension scheme, which is asking much greater contributions from staff. Then we also balloted for the 4 fights, which includes pay, gender and ethnicity pay gaps, workloads and conditions, the fact that people are working unmanageable workloads, and then casualisation, which is the area that I actually sort of do the most work in. But yeah, we're seeing around 70% of research staff on sort of fixed term and insecure contracts across the sector, that is. And yeah, we're kind of describing it as well as a trickle up precarity, whereas once people or precarious working conditions would have been on the lowest rungs of work, that's now trickling up essentially.
Yeah.
So in a recent staff survey that we carried out here, only 38% of staff said that they felt secure in their work, which I think is a really sort of telling statistic.
Hi both, I'm just wondering if you could tell me your names and why you're here today.
Yeah, my name's Hebe. I'm a postgraduate in the School of Social Sciences, and I'm here today to show support for members of staff who are striking. I agree wholeheartedly with everything that this strike is about, and I think now is a time for students to come out and support members of staff in the way that they support us every single day.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Would you like to tell me as well why you're here today?
Sure. So I'm Rachel. I'm a PhD student in journalism, media and cultural studies. And since I've kind of started my postgraduate journey, I've just kind of had my eyes open to the state of the sector. And in my eyes, it has got a lot worse over the past few years from everything I've heard. Like looking at the future, not feeling great about it, to be honest.
Yeah. No, I don't blame you both. It's horrible to see like your staff and colleagues and stuff in this position, isn't it? Hi there. I'm just wondering if you could tell me your name and why you're here today. Tell us a bit of the context.
Sure, my name is Andy Williams, and I'm here today because we're going to be on strike for 8 days on a series of associated issues. It's a perfect storm of problems in universities at the moment. They're coming after our pensions again, after we struck for 14 days last year and saved them. We're striking to improve our pay, which has lost 20% of its value in the last 10 years. But more importantly than our pay, we're out to get some solid action on unhealthy workloads. This is a huge problem. Workloads in universities over the last decade are driving people out of the profession. They're driving people to serious mental health difficulties. We're also striking about gig economy style working conditions and the scourge of casualisation in universities. You don't often associate universities with that kind of insecure employment, but it is a serious problem that many of our members face. 30% of all university workers are on casual contracts, 50% of all university teachers are on casual contracts, and when you get to people who do research only, that's about 70% on casual contracts.
We should be working to live, not living to work, because you all know the impact that stress and increased workloads and precarious employment has on individuals. Whether they are lecturers or whether they are students, mental health is a real issue and it is a huge crisis in this country.
When I first started, things have changed a bit since, but when I started, to make minimum wage, I would have had to mark 3 1,600 word essays an hour. So that's 20 minutes per essay.
Like that would take me 2 hours to read one, never mind do 3.
Yeah. It shows how much you're either expected to work at a superhuman pace or you have to put in your own time. And yeah.
In terms of the solidarity that could be showed to you from other trade unionists and the students here, what would you like to see people help, or what can we do to help in those terms?
Come and join us. Come and join us on our picket lines. Come and join us in rallies like the one that you can see going on behind you. Visit cardiff.ucu.org.uk and see the full programme that we've got. And if you think that this is an important struggle, as we do, then you can donate to our strike fund. We need to be able to pay our most insecure members and our most badly paid members while they're on strike, so that we can stay out and stay resolute and get some action to improve universities for staff and students alike.
It's a system working against workers. We as workers have got to stand up.
Hi, AJ, and we just heard you speak to this rally of the UCU workers extending your solidarity to UCU. Do you think there are similarities to their struggle and your struggle?
I mean, one worker's struggle is the same as another worker's struggle, but I think it's when you show solidarity with one worker to another worker, I think they get a bit G'd up as well, and they know that they're not standing alone. And really speaking, we would have been taking industrial action if we wouldn't been taken to court. So we would have been taking this Thursday, Friday on industrial action. So our industrial action would actually met with UCUs. And I think, you know, a lot of my workers, you know, their children, their grandchildren, they want a university that they can afford to go to, you know, not where they go to a university and a lecturer is on low paid, high hours, and doesn't, you know, can't really speak and give the time that he or she wants to give it. You know, and I think that's been taken away from the lecturers as well, you know.
And the final issue that we're striking about is the problem of pay inequality in universities, and that incorporates the gender pay gap, which is 15% in UK universities, 17% here at Cardiff. Similar shocking BME pay gaps, and then of course you've got the problem of skyrocketing senior executive pay. Our Vice-Chancellor here at Cardiff is on more than 250 grand a year. His bonus last year was more than my entire pay packet, and I don't earn that badly, to be honest.
And I guess it affects students' education as well, doesn't it? It's not just your rights and your working conditions, it's also the students' working conditions, that like you want to be able to give people the best education and the best educational experience, but they can't if you're only being paid minimum wage.
We've seen that students support the strikes. They voted for it in the Students' Union AGM the other day.
Fantastic,
So,
yeah, I was going to mention that. So there was a motion of solidarity to the strikers and the Students' Union?
Yeah, which is really amazing. It was so heartening to see the support.
So I'm Leo, I'm president of Cardiff Labour Students, and I'm here today supporting our lecturers because every day we see lecturers and postgraduate research students going above and beyond the call of duty to help students, and it's time for the university and for our students to stand in solidarity with them and respect their workers' rights.
And Leo, I'm just wondering why you think it's important that the students are showing solidarity today.
Well, I think, you know, this strike does sort of disrupt lectures, and I think lecturers do feel quite sad about that, very responsible for that. So it's about students sort of showing solidarity and showing that we don't mind our education being limited, so, you know, lecturers can get fair pay at the end of the day.
No, that's fantastic. And that is the point, isn't it? That like you're probably only going to miss like 1 or 2, maybe 3 lectures, but in the long run it's the fighting for the terms and conditions of your education in the sector.
Lots of kind of serious issues that we're on strike about, and we're not going back until we see some action and proper and proper offers from management and the employers, because they're just not listening to us at the moment. We'll see what 8 days of strikes do.
Cannot express this enough, they are square, which does make a difference to how they taste. I can't explain you why.
Amazing. I want a square Jaffa cake. Was this good?
Yeah, I recorded that as well.